Hi everyone, my name's Shelby. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm bringing you 10 baby names that I love and I may use in the future. Just as a reference, I have two children. I have one little boy, his name is Kylan Jet, and I have one little girl and her name is Belle Aniston. So if you can just kind of get an idea right there, I'm not super traditional in my style of names. But I wouldn't say that I'm like super far off and picking really different types of names. I just like stuff that's not really overused. So I'm going to start first with the girl names and then we'll move on to the boys. So the first girl name that I have for you is Blake. And Blake was a name that I really liked when I was pregnant with Belle. I really like the idea of having a masculine name paired with a feminine name. So the second name that I have for you is Sailor. Sailor is a name that I heard when I taught formerly in kindergarten. We had a little girl named Sailor and she just was a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, just sweet little girl. And so every time I seen her, I just really liked her name. I thought she was adorable. And then just the name Sailor I'd never heard before. Number 3, you might have heard before, but I like the name Landry. Landry kind of goes along with Blake. It's just not super feminine. I do like the ending IE for a girl. I think Landry also paired with maybe a feminine middle name, also a really good choice. It isn't my favorite, but it's definitely top 5. Number 4 was actually gonna be Belle's name. If it were up to me, I was gonna name her this, but my husband was just not on board with it. And I had to really convince him, and he basically told me that if we had another girl, it could be her name. So, fingers crossed, if we have any more girls, this might be her name. But this name is Maui, and I really like the name Maui. Those of you girls who really like makeup, you know where I got the name from. Maui is a makeup brand that most of you have probably heard before, and I really liked the name. But my husband liked Allie more than Maui, and we just couldn't decide, so Maui was not a contender, so unfortunately we couldn't use it. Last one, brace yourselves guys. I know that a lot of you guys are gonna roll your eyes when you hear this, but my last one is Lachlan. Yes, Lachlan. And I know it's super different, but I think that's why I really like it. I heard it on a podcast before and it just kind of caught my attention. At first I was like, you know, I really don't like that name, but as I said it more and more, I really liked the idea of the name Lachlan, a little girl named Lachlan. I don't know. I really thought it was a pretty name and it was something that was really unique and different. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the boy names, okay? The first boy name that I have for you is Maize. Maize is kind of like Haze. I know that Haze is kind of getting really used, but I just like the spin on it, just Maize. There's nothing that is super crazy about it, anything that really sticks out to me. I just really like the short and sweet name, Maize. Number 2, my second one is Summit. And I like the name Summit. I would say that this one's probably the most different name that I have on my list. I like the name Summit because I really like the names that end in like the T sound. I like Emmett. The name Summit to me just sounds really strong and bold. And that's something that I could associate my son with. So that's why I like the name Summit. The third one I really like if I had another boy is the name Lawson. I love the name Lawson. I've liked it since I've had my son. Lawson to me is just an adorable name. I know that it's starting to get a little bit more popular. So if in the event we did have another child and Lawson was probably being a little overused, I don't know that I would pick it again. But right now, out of my list of all the 5, Lawson is my favorite. Number 4 is Nash. Nash is kind of like Lachlan on my list before. It's really different, but for those of you guys who are really athletic, maybe you have a husband who is a sports fanatic or a coach, I think could really get on board with the name Nash. It's just really unique, and I could picture a little boy out there playing sports and you just calling him Nash, and I just think that that would be something that he would enjoy growing up. My last one was the name I was going to name my son a while back, and it's the name Kaler. It's a spin on Taylor. It was between Kylan and Kaler and a few other names, but those were the top 2 that I really did like. We went with Kylan instead, but Kaler to me just goes along with the style of our names. It's just different. Kaler was something that I was drawn to because it was a C name and my name starts with a C, so we really liked the name Kaler as well. All enjoyed the names that I brought to you today. If you have any recommendations, leave them down below, and I will see you next time. Bye.